Okay, blessings flow to each and every one. I pray that all is well with you and your families, friends, acquaintances, other loved ones besides your families and stuff like that. I want to start. I realize now that certain elements in Barbados uh, are becoming a little bit more vocal, which is very good, about the demise of our standard of living and service, etc., in this country. And there are a number of subjects that I'm going to address. I'm going to start with the Supreme Court Registration Office and the present registrar acting, Ms. Sharon Dean, who I can safely say is a decent person as Ms. Sharon Dean. Very welcoming, respectful. I have no complaints there. My problem with the registrar acting Ms. Dean at this point in time is her leadership skills at that office. Now, I am going to be calling names because I have complaints against them. You can go, it's public, and you could get the copies of the complaints. I have copies, I can issue the copies to anybody who want them. So I will be calling names. Now, I'm going to start with the most egregious one. At this time, Miss Dean was not at the Supreme Court Registration Office. Miss Michelle Johnson was the acting registrar at the time. This involves an application for dissolution of marriage between a Mr. Barton and a Mistress Barton. Okay? This application I prepared in 2022. The first application that I prepared, according to the registration office, and I have the emails as evidence, that particular application, in their view, was defective. I asked what was defective about it. According to them, they could see the print from the opposing side coming through on the front page, right? I can guarantee that there are many such applications in that registration office that look like that. It is not illegible at all. You can read it. And the images of the words from the opposite side page is very faint. But I make no noise because I know who I'm dealing with. They don't like Colin Roach, and anything to hinder my movements and to make life difficult for my clients because they don't like me, they will do. I'm well aware of that. So what did I do? I paid the $40 and I established an amended application form. An amended application. To this day, in 2025, that application has not been filed. But listen, now, I did that. I prepared the amended application and I submitted it. Sometime after that, I received a call from attorney at law Lana Daisley telling me that my client, Mr. Barton, had missed a hearing date. Now, I'm asking her, what hearing date that you're talking about. She says, well, isn't he filing for divorce? I says, yes, but the first application has been deemed defective and I have to do a new one. I haven't prepared at that time. I hadn't prepared a new one yet. So my question to you is, Miss Daisy, what hearing date is this that my client could have missed? The amended application had not been prepared yet. Neither was it served, nor did I file an affidavit of service. So what hearing date are you talking about? This lady gave me a very hard time on the phone. Anyhow, I told her, look, as soon as I finish the amended application and have it filed and so on, you would know what time it is because I will serve it on the respondent wife, or I will bring it to you, because she apparently was the attorney for the wife at the time. Okay, now, sometime after that, I submitted a correspondence to Miss Daisy expressing to her my findings. Lana Daisy is a tiger egg. Okay? This lady called our house, harassing my mother's phone 6 times in one day. I never reported her to the Bar Association or to the disciplinary committee. Today, I wish I had. Okay? So, I says to myself, I need to find out what it is that this lady is talking about. So I gone into Korea now, the online system. I gone into the online system, the online system for filing documents. And I'm looking at the documents that I have there. I am not considering the defective application because I have 3 to 4 emails telling me it is no good, I have to do another one. So I'm not considering that. But looking at the present papers that I had already submitted, I can't see where the problem is. Something tell me, look, go and look at that defective application and see what the deal is. I go on and look at the defective application, and lo and behold, the application has the 3 stamps, making it a legally filed application, and a hearing date established in it for the 13th of September. Okay, the 13th of September. Well, I queried that. I started to make contact with a Mistress Akila Hollingsworth. She was the agent. Pardon me a minute. Okay, sorry about that. Right, so I'm looking at the defective application and it has a hearing date for the 13th of September 2022. Well, I want to address this matter now, and I'm trying to address this matter with Mistress Akila Hollingsworth, who was in charge of dealing with those applications at the time. Okay, got distracted there a bit. Right? So as I was saying, so Miss Hollingsworth never got to me on the matter. Well, I already had my paperwork and evidence put together to discuss with her, trying to find out from her why the application that is so defective, why was it made effective? What was the purpose for that? After telling me what I needed to do, and after I did what was told, I asked Miss Lisa, who works at the front desk, the documents clerk's desk, to tell Miss Hollingsworth I am here to see her. Miss Hollingsworth was on the phone that day. That was the 9th of November 2022. She didn't come to me. I believe it was a Wednesday. So I turned my attention to Miss Michelle Johnson. I sat down at the cubicle. I pulled out all of my paperwork and I explained to Miss Johnson what Akilah Hollingsworth did. Miss Johnson did not want to believe me. So I pulled out the single document that would seal Akilah Hollingsworth as the culprit. Okay? And that document is a take notice, which I have, signed by Akilah Hollingsworth for the Registrar of the Supreme Court. And it states, take notice that the above case has been set down for hearing on the 23rd day of September at 9:30 a.m. in the forenoon/afternoon. And this take notice is dated the 22nd day of August 2022, signed by Akilah Hollingsworth. Now, this was my question to Miss Johnson. How would Akilah Hollingsworth know in August that my client would miss September 13th of 2022, and therefore he would have to come to the following hearing for the 28th, for the 23rd day of September? How would she know that? So I can repeat the question here now. How would Mistress Hollingsworth know in August of 2022? How would she know in August that my client would miss the September 13th date and therefore have to come on the 23rd of that same September month? How would she know that? Impossible. So when I outlined that to Miss Johnson got quiet for a few seconds, and then she asked me, well, what do you want? I said, I don't want her fired, but I need her reprimanded. Meaningful reprimand. And that you establish a memo detailing what transpired here and making it abundantly clear. Tampering with the computer, with the online system, is a serious infraction and could lead to criminal convictions. That's what I said to her. Miss Johnson says to me she cannot do that. After I proved to her that Miss Hollingsworth went into the system and manipulated the system for the benefit of Lana Daisley. Now, Miss Daisy don't like me to say it, but I'm saying it because she's the boy that called me. Miss Daisy is the boy that called me. And she called me prematurely because, one, according to me and the registration office, no application was filed for divorce and served. So where did she get that date from? How did she know that I missed a hearing date? There was no such date for me because I did not serve any application yet. Well, I submitted a notice of intention to file judicial review against Miss Johnson as the registrar acting. But I never did it. I still tried as best as I can to have it addressed. She left, went back to land registry, and it never got addressed. Well, Miss Dean comes into play now. I brought this matter before Miss Sharon Dean more than once. I'm trying to get this issue resolved because it is serious. And how serious is it? It is so serious that my client had a fiance at the time, and he was trying to marry his fiance, and his fiance died, and the two of them never got an opportunity to get married. I made mention of that day to the Supreme Court registrar present right now, Miss Dean, and she did not say a word. She did not even say to me, I apologize to your client or to Mr. Barton, XYZ, for none of that. None of that. Okay? Now, this is the most serious case among others that I will mention that I needed addressed. Okay? So much so that 2 days ago, 3 days ago, or thereabout, I went to the constituency office here in my area and had a conversation with the member of parliament there. And I submitted a complaint with some attachments of complaints and require from him that this office look into this matter, because I went every place else. Ombudsman's office, can't get nothing happen. And I need for this office to make contact with the registration office, establish this matter, and get a meeting put together so that all parties could deal with this matter. Member of Parliament said to me, it is a serious matter, in his opinion as well, and so he's going to speak to the Attorney General first. I told him I did not put a date, a time to get back to me, because I do not believe that it is something that he would be able to do in 2 days' time, which he should have been, because all constituency offices have administrations. They have people that work in there with the Member of Parliament. So now it is Saturday morning, the 22nd of March 2025, and I don't feel that the call has been made. This is just me, but I am given that opportunity because by Thursday next week, Friday the latest, and I do not get a response from the constituency office that contact was made with both the Attorney General and the Registrar Acting, Ms. Sharon Dean, and that there's a meeting established, date and time. If I don't hear that, well, I will take legal action, civil action against the registrar. Yes? Now, there are other issues that occur at that registration office that I'm going to bring up, but this is 20 minutes, and I'm going to use short spaces of time to address each matter, rather than speaking about all of them here at one point in time, because that will only take like an hour or so. Not necessary. I'm going to separate them, right? So that is the conclusion of this particular matter here. I'm going to sign off. I want to thank you guys for listening, and I'm going to publish another one with respect to other agents whose names I will be calling that are violators, rogues, and really they should be fired, in my opinion. That's just me. But anyhow, people, we will talk some more. Thank you for listening.